Coach and choreographer Daniel Glekengas commented on Adelia Petrosyan's performance in the short program at the Milan Olympics, 72.89 points. It was nerve-wracking, but at some point I felt like I truly missed it. The adrenaline rush you experience at the Olympics, unfortunately, you don't experience it anywhere else. And overall, I can say I miss those emotions and that state. I can't say I was incredibly nervous. And Adelia was quite calm and joyful. She even scared us a little before she went on the ice by saying, "I'm not nervous at all." I said, "No, well, maybe a little bit is necessary. It's good for you." Russian figure skater Adelia Petrosyan will perform in the final warm-up of her free skate at the Milan Olympics. The athlete is in 5th place after the short program. Olympic champion Natalia Bestemianova believes that Adelia Petrosyan skated wonderfully in her short program at the Milan Olympics. Adelia skated very well, absolutely wonderful. Gorgeous, charismatic, beautiful. They showed her in such close-up, I imagine the cameramen studied her program. They captured such beautiful angles. I really liked it, said Bestemianova. Russian figure skater Adelia Petrosyan explained her decision to drop the triple axel in her short program at the 2026 Milan Olympics. "Did you consider the triple axel?" "Yes, but I haven't attempted it in the last 4 days. It was a matter of consistency, my form, my preparation, my condition. We discussed everything, weighed everything, and together we made this decision. I hope it was the right one," said Petrosyan. The skater was led onto the ice by coach Daniel Glekengas, who had previously received Olympic accreditation. "When I found out, naturally, I was happy, because the more people you know around you, the easier it is, more support and a sense of security, so to speak. He helped me and got me in the right frame of mind before the performance. I think he was more nervous than I was. I'm glad I didn't let him down," Petrosyan noted. The free skate at the Olympics will take place on February 19th. "This was one of those times when I wasn't worried about the performance. I started worrying about not worrying about the performance, ha. I was so calm that even my mom said, 'Well, you're somehow worry a little bit.' And I'm very glad it didn't affect the performance at all." And Anil Markovich Glekengas said that I felt more confident with each jump. "It's good and joyful to finally get such positive emotions. Very good scores. Did I expect the judges to score me like that? I can't say I did. When I was reviewing my routine in my head, I just mentally asked for around 72-74 points. So, I got about the middle ground. Plans before the free skate? I need to learn some strategy from Petya Gumenik, because everything is always chaotic for me. I never really plan my day. Only at practice do the coaches tell me the plan, and my job is to repeat what they told me to do. If, say, there's a change in my condition, yes, we can adjust it, but otherwise, the coaches give me the assignments. They always expect me to follow through. I don't live in the Olympic Village. I live nearby, a 10-minute walk away. My mom and I live alone. I feel more comfortable this way. Because I'm not in the Olympic Village, I can't fully experience the atmosphere of the Olympic Games. But here at the rink, you can feel it all, because the Milan 2026 Olympic Games are everywhere. Of course, this creates that very atmosphere, Petrosyan said on ACO. American judge Kevin Rosenstein placed Russian figure skater Adelia Petrosyan 11th in the Milan 2026 short program. The other judges, however, rated Petrosyan within 2-3 points of the final score and between 3rd and 8th place. Rosenstein gave the best rating to American Alyssa Liu, placing her in 2nd place, 79.68, 3.47 points higher than her actual score, 76.59. When Adelia stepped onto the Olympic ice, she smiled. So unexpected and pleasant was the loud support she received in Milan. Perhaps it was the warm welcome that inspired the always tense Petrosyan. She immediately blossomed in her program to Michael Jackson songs. The stiffness that had washed over her during the Olympic trials was gone. Adelia moved confidently and calmly. And she mastered all the jumps. The double axel, the triple lutz, and the triple flip triple toe loop combination in the second half. The combination was initially reviewed, but ultimately passed. The technical score remained unchanged after the judges' review. That Petrosyan would forego the triple axel had become clear the day before, after her first practice session in Italy. Adelia had never attempted this ultra-C jump. If she hadn't practiced it the day before, it would hardly have appeared in the program the following day. On the day of the short program, Petrosyan cleanly performed the run-through and then attacked the triple flip. She wasn't always successful. In total, she completed 27 jumps during the session. The other skaters finished almost half as well, and Adelia Petrosyan's tactics were successful. The triple axel wasn't even needed. Petrosyan received 72.89 points for her performance. And that's not the same score as Petra Gumenik. Compared to last year's World Championships, Adelia would have been fourth, 2 points behind the leader. At this season's Grand Prix final, she would also have finished fourth after the short program. So, Petrosyan is definitely not out of the medal race. On the contrary, she's actively involved. And if there are any ultra-C jumps in the free skate, her rivals should be worried right now. Olympic champion Natalia Bestemianova. Adelia skated very well, absolutely wonderful. Gorgeous, charismatic, beautiful. They showed her so close up, I imagine the cameraman studied her program. They captured such beautiful angles. I really liked it, Bestemianova said. Russian athletes did not receive smartphones from the 2026 Olympic organizers, which were given to other athletes upon check-in to the Olympic Village. TASS reported this, citing the athletes themselves. This refers to an exclusive version of the smartphone provided by the South Korean sponsor of the International Olympic Committee, IOC, to Winter Games participants. According to the agency, at the 2024 Summer Olympics, Russians also did not receive phones from the same manufacturer. TASS did not specify the manufacturer, but the IOC previously stated that Olympians would receive gadgets from the South Korean company Samsung. The Winter Games are being held in Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo from February 6 to 22. 13 Russians have been granted neutral status to compete. American figure skater Amber Glenn reacted emotionally to her poor performance in the women's single short program at the 2026 Olympic Games in Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo. The American scored 67.39 points in the short program. The 26-year-old American performed a butterfly after a triple axel and a flip toe loop combination. After the program, the American broke down in tears. 17-year-old Japanese figure skater Ami Nakai took the lead in the women's singles at the 2026 Olympic Games in Italy, following the short program performances. The judges awarded Nakai's performance, including a clean triple axel, 78.71 points. Three-time Russian singles champion Adelia Petrosyan will perform in the strongest final warm-up at the 2026 Olympic Games in Italy. 2026 Olympic team champion and two-time world champion American figure skater Milan is in the stands watching the women's individual short program at the 2026 Olympics in Milan, Italy. Milan finished 8th in the individual event at the 2026 Olympic Games. He was considered the clear favorite to win the Games. After the short program, he was in clear lead with 108.16 points. Russian choreographer Daniel Glikengoz, who works on Adelia Petrosyan's staff, spoke about the Ultra-C elements planned for inclusion in the free skate of three-time Russian singles champion Adelia Petrosyan at the 2026 Olympics in Italy. We'll see how it goes tomorrow, because if we want to move up and we'll have to do so with these scores anyway, then we'll need to do 2 quadruple toe loops. But we'll still be assessing her condition and how it goes. We might even go with just 1. It's not like we're going to go crazy just because we have to. If there are 2 toe loops, we'll do 2. If there are 2, we'll do 1, Glikengoz said.